Chapter 16, Spiritual Growth, Mindfulness and Meditation, Practices for Inner Peace, the pause that changes everything. For years, I searched for peace in action, in achievements, in victories, and every time I thought I had finally found it, life showed me it was just an illusion. Because true peace doesn't live out there, it lives within. And it doesn't begin when everything finally falls into place, but when you learn to be fully present with what already is. This chapter isn't about religion. It's about a level of awareness that can transform your life, even if nothing around you changes. 1. Mindfulness, waking up to the moment. Mindfulness isn't a technique, it's a state of being. It's when you see, hear, and feel, not on autopilot, but truly. Try it now. Notice your breath. Don't change it, just observe. Inhale. Exhale, you're already here, already awake. Mindfulness is how you shift from survival mode back to real presence. It's a reboot that doesn't require new circumstances, just a new level of attention. 2. Meditation. Hygiene for the mind. Meditation isn't about not thinking. It's about learning to see your thoughts without becoming them. My first session lasted just 3 minutes, but it changed everything. I realized there was a constant stream of inner chatter, a conversation with myself, my past, my future, my fears, and endless mental stories. And suddenly, I learned how to watch that noise the way you'd watch traffic passing outside a window. Meditation isn't escape, it's coming home, to yourself, to your center. It's the moment when the world slows down and you finally hear your real voice again. 3. Simplicity is the secret to depth. You don't need candles, Indian pillows, or 10 years in an ashram. You just need 5 minutes of silence each day. You can start right now. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, inhale and exhale, counting to 4. When thoughts arise, gently say to yourself, "That's just a thought," and return to your breath. That's it. And in this simplicity lies a revolution for your mind, because the deeper your breath becomes, the quieter the noise inside you grows. 4. Inner peace is not a goal. It's a side effect. The more we chase peace, the more it slips away, because peace can't be conquered, it can only be allowed. Mindfulness and meditation are the doorway to a space where everything is already calm. You can't change the world if there's a storm inside you. But when you become an ocean, calm even in the storm, your actions become precise, powerful, and clear. 5. Rebooting through silence. We live in an age of hypernoise. Notifications, news, worries, comparisons, social media. But in silence, you hear yourself again. It doesn't frighten you. It becomes the birthplace of your strength. The first time I spent 24 hours without my phone or noise, it felt like I could finally breathe again. And that reset became the moment I knew I didn't want to live the same way anymore. Conclusion: the practice of presence is the deepest key to yourself. You already have everything you need to feel at peace. Not tomorrow, not when you solve your problems, not when you get the answer, but right now. Meditation and mindfulness aren't for others. They are your inner resource, your spiritual energy waiting for you to reclaim it. Because true peace is remembering who you are and living from that place. Higher values, love, compassion, and gratitude as the foundation of life, the inner compass that leads to eternity. Mindfulness gives us stillness. Meditation gives us depth, but only higher values give life its meaning. You can have discipline and you can have goals, but without love, compassion, and gratitude, all of it echoes in emptiness. For a long time, I searched for a key to stability, but I found something far greater. Eternal inner anchors that don't depend on success, circumstances, or recognition. They hold you together when everything else falls apart. But 1. Love is not an emotion, it's a state of being. We often think of love as something that comes and goes, but true love is not a passing feeling. It's a choice. It's presence. It's the conscious decision to be a source of light, not a reaction to life's storms. The day I stopped waiting for love from others and started giving it myself, everything changed. I no longer needed approval, praise, or attention. Because real love isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the force that expands your heart and frees your spirit. 2. Compassion isn't weakness, it's a superpower. In a tough world, compassion can seem like vulnerability, but it's one of the greatest powers of spiritual maturity. When you can see someone's pain and you don't run, judge, or turn away, you grow. Compassion doesn't mean letting others manipulate you. It means understanding without losing your boundaries, supporting without losing yourself, and remembering, Even the harshest people often carry wounds they've never spoken aloud. The world doesn't change through anger. It changes through those who choose to see the humanity beneath the mask. 3. Gratitude, the expansion of the heart. When life gets hard, we focus on what's wrong, but gratitude is the practice of seeing what's already here, even when it feels like too little. At one point, I began each day with a simple ritual. I'd write down 3 things I was grateful for. Even on my hardest days, I'd find, I'm alive. I can breathe. I still have the power to choose. And that changed everything. Gratitude isn't about being thankful only when life looks perfect. It's seeing light even when you're walking through shadow. It's knowing life is a gift, even when it doesn't feel like one. 4. Values are your compass in a chaotic world. The world shifts daily, but some truths never lose their power. Love, compassion, gratitude. These are your inner compass points. They don't crash with markets or fade with trends. They aren't controlled by algorithms or applause. These values don't make you soft. They make you whole. And wholeness is the new superpower of our time. Conclusion, coming home to yourself through the heart. If you're still searching for who to be in this world, be the one who loves when others have forgotten how, who believes when others have given up, who gives thanks when everyone else demands more. That's where the real reset begins. When your heart stops reacting and starts radiating, that's when your life stops being a timeline and becomes a legacy. Self-acceptance and embracing the world, rediscovering inner wholeness. The deepest reset doesn't come from action, but from acceptance. By now, you've already come a long way. You've grown stronger, more aware, more grounded, but one last invisible wall may still stand in the way. Powerful, silent, deep. It's non-acceptance, not accepting yourself, not accepting the world, not accepting your past, your body, your emotions, your flaws, your decisions. For years, I believed true strength meant fixing or changing myself. But over time, I learned something else. Sometimes the most profound transformation begins when you stop fighting what is and start embracing it. 1. Self-acceptance isn't surrender. It's an inner truce. To accept yourself doesn't mean this is who I am and I'll never grow. It means I will no longer wage war against myself. I will no longer abandon myself. I'll honor my scars, not as failures, but as chapters that shaped me. I remember the first time I looked into the mirror, without judgment, but with kindness. It felt strange, foreign, and yet deeply freeing. Because the moment I stopped being my harshest critic, I became my own ally. And having an ally within, that's already half the battle. 2. Acceptance of the world, the path to inner peace. The world is unfair. The world is chaotic. The world won't bend to our expectations, but maybe that's exactly where its power lies. And ours too. To accept the world doesn't mean you agree with everything. It means you no longer waste your energy fighting what's beyond your control. You choose instead to focus on what is within your responsibility. Because real peace doesn't begin when everything is perfect. It begins when you find harmony with the now while still dreaming of what's possible. 3. Wholeness means no longer splitting yourself into pieces. I used to think inner wholeness meant perfection. That one day, all my thoughts, emotions, decisions would finally align and be right. But true wholeness isn't the absence of flaws. It's the presence of truth. A whole person isn't always calm, cheerful, or productive. They're honest with themselves in every state. They don't wear a mask. They don't reject their darkness. They meet it and gently transform it. Wholeness is when all yourselves return to the same home. You no longer run from your pain. You don't shame your fears. You stop denying your story. You're simply with yourself, fully for. How to practice acceptance every day. It's not a one-time event. It's a gentle daily practice. Look at yourself with kindness. Forgive yourself for yesterday. Let yourself feel instead of shutting it down. Stop comparing your path to anyone else's. Be with yourself the way you wish others would be with you. It's like tending a garden. A little water, a little presence, a little grace each day. And in time, something real begins to bloom. Conclusion. You're not a project. You're a place where love can grow. We weren't made to be a forever project for fixing. We are a sacred space where love, peace, and clarity can be born. And acceptance is the door to that space. When you accept yourself, your past begins to heal. When you accept the world, your present transforms. When you become whole, your future expands.